Hi everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to understand if a company is a financial superhero or a financial zero. Today we're looking at PG&E or Pacific Gas and Electric. And let me tell you, it's not a typical Friday surprise. We've got a departure that might raise a few eyebrows and signals a shift in their top team. Before we dive in, if you like getting straight, easy to understand insights from these complex filings, make sure you're subscribed and ring that notification bell. Also, we have a fantastic community over on Discord where we break down these reports even further. So check the link in the description below. Alright, let's get straight to the meat of it. This is a Form 8K filing, which basically means something important happened unexpectedly that the company needs to tell the public and the SEC right away. Think of it as a company's urgent bulletin. And the date of this bulletin is September 12, 2025. This is the date of the earliest event we're going to be talking about. Now this filing is for two entities, the parent company PG&E Corporation with file number 0012609 and their big subsidiary Pacific Gas and Electric Company, file number 001023448. They're both incorporated in California and have pretty substantial IRS employer identification numbers. And then there's Pacific Gas and Electric Company, the big utility provider. Both of their principal executive offices are located at 300 Lakeside Drive in Oakland, California. You can reach the corporation at 415-9073-1000 and its subsidiary at 4015-97,000. Now let's look at what kind of securities are registered. The main one is their common stock, no par value, which you can trade under the symbol PCG on the New York Stock Exchange. They also have a whole host of preferred stocks like the 6% non-redeemable preferred stock traded as PCGPA on NYSE American LLC. And another one, PCGPB, a 555% non-redeemable preferred stock, also on NZ American. They have a 5% non-redeemable version 2 PCGPC and a 5% redeemable 1 PCGPD. Then there's the PCGPE, another 5% redeemable preferred stock, followed by PCGPG, a 4.80% redeemable preferred stock. Then we have PCGPH, the 450% redeemable preferred stock, and PCGPI, the 4.36% redeemable preferred stock. They also have this interesting 6.00% Series A mandatory convertible preferred stock, traded as PCG Prex back on the New York Stock Exchange. That's a lot of different ways for the company to raise money through stock. Now, this part checks if the company is considered an emerging growth company. Think of this as a designation for newer, smaller companies that get some regulatory perks. Both PG&E Corporation and Pacific Gas and Electric Company have checked the box that they are not emerging growth companies. This means they're seasoned players and have to follow all the regular, stricter rules. And for emerging growth companies, there's a choice about adopting new accounting standards early. PG&E Corporation has also checked that they are not using this extended transition period. Then Pacific Gas and Electric Company is also not using that extended transition period. This basically means they're keeping up with the latest accounting rules as they come out. Okay, now for the main event, the reason for this urgent filing. This section is all about changes in directors or key officers. So here's the scoop. On September 12, 2025, Khaled H. Awada, who was the Executive Vice President and Chief People Officer for both PG&E Corporation and Pacific Gas and Electric Company, told the companies he's stepping down. His last day will be September 30, 2025. He's leaving to take on a new opportunity elsewhere. The Chief People Officer sounds like a really important role, managing all the employees and HR stuff. When someone in this position leaves, especially when it seems a bit sudden, it can sometimes signal internal shifts or a change in strategy for how they manage their workforce. And finally, we have the signatures. This is where the company officially signs off on the report, confirming its accuracy. This signature block is for PG&E Corporation. The date here is again September 12, 2025, and it's signed by John R. Simon, and his title is Executive Vice President, General Counsel, and Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer. This is a pretty senior legal role within the company. He's basically confirming that everything in this report is on the up and up from a legal and compliance perspective. This next signature is for Pacific Gas and Electric Company. Again, the date is September 12, 2025. This is signed by Brian M. Wong, and his title is Vice President, General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary. He's the one signing off for the main operating company, the utility itself. So what does this all mean? An important executive is leaving. While the report says it's to pursue another opportunity, which is standard language, the departure of a Chief People Officer can sometimes be a quiet signal of changes in how a company is managing its talent, or even its overall corporate culture and direction. It's not a financial report, so we don't have big numbers here to dissect, but these leadership moves are are often the first dominoes falling before bigger strategic shifts become apparent. We'll be keeping a close eye on who they appoint to this critical offer. Can sometimes be a quiet signal of changes in how a company is managing its talent, or even its overall corporate culture and direction. It's not a financial report, so we don't have big numbers here to dissect, but these leadership moves are often the first dominoes falling before bigger strategic shifts become apparent. We'll be keeping a close eye on who they appoint to this critical role and what their vision is for PG&E's employees. Now, looking at these results more broadly, while this specific filing is about a personnel change, PG&E as a company faces massive challenges and responsibilities, especially given its role in providing essential energy services in California. They have to balance reliable service delivery with significant investments in infrastructure to prevent devastating wildfires, which has been a major issue for them historically. Their stock performance and financial health are constantly scrutinized not just by investors, but also by regulators and the public. Due to the critical nature of their operations, any changes in leadership, especially in key roles like Chief People Officer, can impact employee morale, retention, and ultimately the company's ability to execute its complex strategies. Now, thinking about PG&E's overall situation, they are in a heavily regulated industry. This means their earnings and operations are subject to approval from bodies like the California Public Utilities Commission. They've also been under immense pressure to improve safety protocols and reliability following past wildfire incidents. This often requires massive capital expenditures, meaning they need to borrow a lot of money or raise capital by issuing more stock, which can dilute existing shareholder value. The departure of a key executive like the Chief People Officer, while seemingly routine, can be a symptom of underlying pressures or strategic realignments within the company. It's always worth watching who replaces them and what their priorities will be in managing the workforce during these challenging times. We've seen in the past that companies undergoing significant public scrutiny and facing massive infrastructure upgrades can experience turnover in leadership as different philosophies clash. So to wrap up, the big news here is the departure of the Chief People Officer. While we don't have financial tables to analyze in this particular filing, leadership changes, especially at this level, are always important signals about the company's internal dynamics and future direction. We'll be watching closely to see who steps into this role and what their plans are to navigate the complex landscape PG&E operates in. Alright, that's our breakdown of this PG&E filing. What's your take on these leadership changes and what they might signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Also, make sure to check out the Discord channel linked in the description. It's a great place to continue the conversation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.